As remote work reshapes today's workplace in the post-pandemic era, SOL Media presents 3 HR experts sharing practical insights on this evolving trend and its best practices. Grab your notepad as they answer key questions, starting with, what is remote work?
Remote work is a more novel way of providing services, understanding that our clientele could be both near and far, but still providing the same quality, but engaging the resources, obviously personnel, who could be locally available or remotely available, and making sure that the output and the outcomes of your offerings are still of top-notch quality.
Remote work has to do with working in any location you find yourself, be it on the field, at home. It's just out of the traditional way of working. Coming to the work, you must clock in 9 to 5, sit down on your seat, having a workspace.
It's an arrangement where employees get to work and outside the traditional way of working at the office, where employees work remotely, that's outside the office, collaborate and then get productive to achieve organizational goals and objectives.
Before 2020, everybody feel, oh, you must come to the office, you must do your work in the office and the rest. Then COVID happened, and those that are not prepared, I'm sure that some organizations are not even working right now, but putting things in place in my organization, we're able to work. And because you have your work tool, you already know your JD, you know what to do, you know when to submit the duties, and say, oh, I was able to meet up with deadlines. With that, we're able to work during COVID. And I think everybody likes that flexibility that remote work brings into place.
Let's explore the future of remote work. Is it a lasting trend that's here to stay?
Considering the current state of the economic situation of the country, it should continue, because currently there's a lot of fracas, chaos in terms of cost of living being high, and salaries don't go up like that. Instead, the cost of living goes up. So while the cost of living is going up, salary is static. So how do we balance this? So I feel like organizations now have realized that they can actually monitor their employees remotely and still get to obtain organizational objectives and satisfaction. So I feel like employers would let it continue. Maybe they could just, re-strategize to hybrid, wherein once in a while they would come out, meet and collaborate more physically, but for the major part of their job, I feel like they would love to do it remotely.
I think remote work is here to stay. Those that are going to work on a daily basis, that before you consider the stress, the traffic, even the money you will spend on transportation, I think it's something. And everybody really wants this remote work. I think we're all vouching for it that, oh, I want to do remote work, I want to work remotely, I want to work remotely. So I'm sure remote work is here to stay for everyone.
I think the word remote is going to go through its own reiterations, as with anything. We're 4 years post-COVID right now, and COVID really brought the essence or the benefits of remote work, because really there was no option. So you really just had to make sure that you became a little bit more agile in embracing remote work. But since then, there's been, in some cases, total return to physical opportunities where you're all working together, to hybrid, to a continuation of remote. So what I feel really is there have been some very, very good opportunities that have come out from remote work. But there have also been some realities about some domino effects beyond just the initial just getting the work done. So I feel there will be some level of hybrid nature of remote work. There would definitely be the opportunity to be a bit more efficient because you're able to be more in control of your time. However, there are realities that need to be addressed as we go further. And that also means the transference of knowledge, teamwork, culture, being able to brainstorm in a more humane manner, but also leveraging technology which allows remote work become much more user-friendly. So is it here to stay? Yes, but in a much more mature manner as we go forward.
Remote work has its ups and downs, with many saying it benefits both employers and employees. Let's hear from the experts about the advantages of remote work.
It is because it comes with its own flexibility. For the traditional way of working, you know that you need to resume work by 9, you must close by 5, and you must stay at the office all through the day. Even though you have your break, it's still within the work environment. But for remote, as a remote worker, you can actually go anywhere. You can go to, as parents, you can go to your child's school and you're still working. And you're still creating time for your kids. As a single person or as an individual, you also have time for yourself. So I think the flexibility actually helps out.
So the benefits are very clear when it comes to efficiency, especially if you're in an area where commute can be a little bit difficult or accessibility could be could be hindered either in terms of time frames or logistics. So you can actually extract a whole lot of value, but it also means training your workforce to be very dependable, to communicate in a very structured manner so that you're not being in a physical location does not distract or dilute the opportunities of remote context.
Personally, for me, I would prefer the remote work model for so many reasons, because it helps me achieve more productivity. Being a Lagos State resident, staying far and working, I worked on the island for years. Commuting that far, you spend a lot of time in traffic. Before you get to the office, you're tired, you're sleepy. To start working, before you know it, you're burnt out. But working remotely, for me, within the last couple of years, has helped me achieve more. I spend less time in traffic. I don't even get to go out unless maybe on agreed trainings and all, but I get to do my job remotely. I achieve better results and I am satisfied as an employee. So I would prefer that model any day, anytime.
Infrastructurally, we are not yet there. And that is because it relies on seamless coordination of infrastructural tools, be it our internet services, and not just internet services, internet services that are of top quality at all times. We need to move steadily into a 24-hour nation rather than a 8-hour working nation. A 24-hour nation means power, internet services, logistics are available 24/7, which means your working hours could be at any time. If these things are fully in place, it makes the workforce much more equipped to provide themselves to work.
For employers, I think you should do what works for you. If you feel you can incur the cost, go ahead and do that. But everybody wants this flexibility that comes with remote work, where you can do anything you want to do.
Remote working requires a level of dependency, both on the parties of the person executing a project and the person receiving it. And that really is because not being in the same vicinity at any point in time, there is a level of expectation when it comes to the diligence that is required, the expertise, as well as ensuring that the milestones can be reached within a particular time frame. So remote work requires discipline to understand fully the expectations, be able to communicate in very clear terms what is expected and the terms of engagement, and then also delivering regardless of wherever you are to the highest possibility.
I'm someone that can work with little or no supervision. I currently, being the General Secretary of Lab Chapter, as well as the social media manager, I manage the chapter social media from scratch up till date. I don't need to be pushed. I don't need to be called. Today is Monday, you need to do Monday motivation. I haven't been in that situation. I know what I need to do and I set my goals straight. So I feel like there are other people out there who are willing to work remotely and serve the organization and be productive. So I feel like employers should please give us a chance.
Now, I have found in my over 28 years of experience, more importantly, even in recent times, that the world is a global village, regardless of where you are. Talent can be found in different places and opportunities can spring up from different areas. You want to make sure that you can position yourself to provide services to opportunities that might not even be by your side. So it means developing a workforce that could be local or global, and also being very attuned to opportunities that cross.
Try as much as possible to create out time for your staff. Let them know you truly care about them, because we are human. You cannot say machines will do all this work, AI will do all the work, but as human, we need ourselves. We are here for you, you are here for us. So it's not all about, I pay you to do this job for me, but let's come together, reason together, and relate together and be one big family.
My advice, number one, make sure you get up from your desk regularly. Don't become glued to your table 24/7. It is very easy for hours and hours to pass by. Try and make sure that you spend your time wisely. The discipline to do work within a particular time frame must be adhered to. And after those times, remove yourself so that you can still be human. And then also, find time to have fun outside of work. Don't become a slave to the technology. The technology should be serving you. It shouldn't be the other way around.